Most people think artificial intelligence understands what it is saying. It doesn't. And once you understand how AI actually works, it becomes far less mysterious and far less scary. Hi and welcome. Before we begin, I'm curious, where are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments. I really enjoy reading them. Now, let's talk about today's topic. To understand how AI actually works, it helps to forget the idea that it thinks or understands anything at all. AI does not think. It does not understand language, and it does not know facts in the way humans do. What AI really does is recognize patterns in extremely large amounts of data and then predict what comes next based on probability. When you ask an AI a question, it is not searching for meaning, intention, or truth. It is predicting what a reasonable response should look like based on everything it has seen before. This process happens one step at a time. The system looks at your input, calculates probabilities, and generates the next word that is most likely to follow. Then it does the same thing again and again, word by word. This is why AI can produce answers that sound intelligent, structured, and confident, even when those answers are incorrect or misleading. The system is not checking facts, it is not reasoning about reality, and it is not aware of whether an answer makes sense in the real world. It is simply generating language that looks correct on the surface. Because humans are very sensitive to language, we naturally associate fluent speech with understanding. When something speaks clearly and confidently, we assume it knows what it is talking about. That is why AI feels intelligent, even though underneath the surface, it works in a completely different way than the human mind. To understand how AI works, it is important to understand how it learns. AI does not learn by understanding concepts, ideas, or meanings the way humans do. Instead, it learns by being trained on extremely large amounts of data. This data can include text, images, code, and many other forms of information that humans have created over time. During training, the system looks for patterns in this data. It learns which words tend to follow other words, which ideas are often connected, and which sentence structures usually appear together. The system is not taught what something means. It is taught how things usually appear in relation to each other. Over time, this allows AI to generate responses that resemble human language, explanations, and reasoning, even though it does not truly understand what it is producing. This is also why AI often sounds confident. It has learned the shape of confident answers from human written text. AI also reflects the data it was trained on. If the data contains mistakes, biases, or incorrect assumptions, the system can reproduce those patterns as well. This does not mean AI is intentionally misleading. It simply means the system has no way to evaluate truth, intention, or accuracy on its own. So when we say that AI is learning, what we really mean is that it is becoming better at recognizing patterns and predicting what comes next. AI learning is not intelligence in the human sense. It is large-scale pattern recognition. One of the main reasons AI feels intelligent to humans is because it communicates in a way we naturally trust. It uses human language. It follows logical sentence structures. And it often presents information in a confident and organized way. As humans, we are used to associating clear and fluent speech with understanding. When someone explains something well, we assume they know what they are talking about. AI takes advantage of this assumption, not intentionally, but as a result of how it is trained. Because AI is trained on massive amounts of human written text, it has learned how explanations usually sound. It knows how arguments are structured. It knows how confident language is presented. And it knows how ideas are commonly connected in writing. This allows AI to produce responses that feel intelligent and convincing, even when the system does not understand the topic at all. AI does not know whether an explanation is true. It does not know whether an argument is valid, and it does not understand the consequences of what it says. What it does is generate language based on patterns it has seen before. This is why AI can sometimes explain things very well, and at other times confidently produce incorrect or misleading information. The intelligence we perceive is largely an illusion created by fluent language. Recognizing this difference is essential to understanding how AI actually works and why it is so easy to misunderstand. Even though AI can sound intelligent, there are clear situations where it consistently fails. AI struggles whenever context matters more than patterns. It struggles when rules are unclear. And it struggles when real-world consequences are involved. AI does not understand goals. It does not understand values. And it does not understand why a decision matters. For example, AI can generate advice that sounds reasonable, but it cannot judge whether that advice is appropriate for a specific situation. It cannot understand emotional context. It cannot understand moral responsibility. And it cannot understand long-term consequences. This is because AI has no internal sense of what is important. It does not know what should take priority. It does not know what risk is acceptable. And it does not know when a rule should be followed or ignored. When people forget these limitations, they may rely on AI in situations where human judgment is required. This is not because AI is broken, but because it is being used outside of what it was designed to do. Understanding where AI fails is just as important as understanding where it succeeds. This is why human judgment still plays a critical role when using AI. Judgment is not about finding the fastest answer or the most efficient solution. It is about deciding what matters in a specific situation. Humans can evaluate context, they can understand nuance, and they can consider how a decision will affect real people in the real world. When something goes wrong, humans feel responsibility. They can reflect on mistakes, they can question their own decisions, and they can change their behavior based on experience. AI does not do this. AI does not understand when a decision feels wrong. It does not experience doubt. And it does not take responsibility for outcomes. This means that even when AI provides useful information, a human still needs to decide how that information should be used. Judgment involves weighing trade-offs. It involves balancing short-term benefits against long-term consequences. And it involves deciding which risks are acceptable and which are not. These decisions cannot be reduced to data alone. AI can support humans by offering suggestions, highlighting patterns, and providing information quickly. But deciding what should actually be done remains a human responsibility. As AI becomes more capable, human judgment does not become less important. It becomes more important. Understanding this helps people use AI effectively, responsibly, and in a way that aligns with real-world values and consequences. Understanding how to use AI correctly is just as important as understanding how it works. AI should be treated as a tool, not as an authority. It works best when it supports human thinking rather than replacing it. This means using AI to gather information, to explore ideas, and to save time on repetitive or routine tasks. But it also means knowing when not to rely on it. Humans need to question AI outputs, check important details, and verify critical information before acting on it. AI does not know when context changes the meaning of a situation. It does not know when a rule should be applied differently. And it does not know when a human judgment call is required. This is why AI works best in partnership with humans, not as a replacement for them. When people use AI as an assistant, it can increase productivity, clarity, and efficiency. When people treat AI as a decision maker, it introduces risk. AI cannot understand responsibility, it cannot understand consequences, and it cannot understand when something feels wrong. Using AI correctly requires awareness of these limits. It requires humans to stay involved in the process, to remain responsible for decisions, and to be willing to override AI suggestions when necessary. The goal is not to remove humans from decision-making, but to give humans better tools. When this balance is maintained, AI becomes helpful rather than dangerous. And that balance is what allows AI to be used safely and effectively in the real world. When people begin to understand how AI actually works, their view of the future often changes in a very important way. The future is not about humans competing with machines, and it is not about machines replacing human decision-making entirely. Instead, the future is about humans using increasingly powerful tools while remaining responsible for how those tools are used. As AI systems become more capable, they will be able to assist with more tasks, automate more processes, and provide faster access to information. But this does not remove the need for human judgment. In fact, it increases it. When tools are simple, mistakes are limited. When tools are powerful, mistakes scale. This means that decisions about how AI is used will matter more, not less. Humans will still need to decide what goals are worth pursuing. They will still need to decide what risks are acceptable. And they will still need to take responsibility when something goes wrong. AI cannot make these decisions because it does not understand consequences in a human sense. It does not understand responsibility, and it does not understand values. As technology advances, the role of humans shifts. Less time is spent on routine tasks, more time is spent on judgment, oversight, and decision-making. This is why understanding AI properly is so important. Not to fear it and not to worship it, but to use it wisely with clear boundaries and realistic expectations. The future will not be decided by machines alone. It will be shaped by how humans choose to use them. The most important thing to understand about artificial intelligence is not how impressive it looks, but how limited it actually is. AI can generate language, analyze data, and automate tasks at a scale humans cannot match. But it cannot understand meaning, it cannot understand responsibility, and it cannot understand why a decision matters. When people misunderstand this, they either place too much trust in AI or they fear it far more than necessary. Both reactions lead to poor decisions. Trusting AI too much can cause people to delegate judgment to systems that cannot take responsibility. Fearing AI too much can cause people to avoid useful tools that could genuinely improve their work and lives. The correct approach sits between these two extremes. AI should be used as a tool that supports human thinking, not as a replacement for it. Humans remain responsible for deciding what is important, what is acceptable, and what consequences are worth taking. These decisions require values, context, and experience. They cannot be reduced to probabilities or patterns. Understanding how AI actually works removes much of the mystery around it. It replaces fear with clarity, and it replaces hype with realistic expectations. AI is powerful, but it is not human, and it does not need to be. The real challenge moving forward is not building smarter machines, but building better understanding of how to use them wisely. When people understand this, AI becomes a useful tool instead of a source of confusion or fear. If you enjoyed this topic and want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. If the video helped you, you can leave a like. If not, you can dislike it. I'll survive. Thanks for watching.